Yo, what up, YouTube? Your boy, Mr. Get In there, checking in on a quick update. Today, I got a T-top header panel. I'm trying to find the other one, but I can't find it. It's a T-top header panel retainer plate. This is the plate where the rubber slips in on the G-body. A lot of times, they all ate up right here. I got a couple cars around here I can show y'all right now. See how this is. See, now here's too bad. And I'm just not really noticing it, really expecting it. Nah, this is the roof skin. The roof skin laps on top of it. And the part you're looking at is the roof skin rotted out. So I don't know how would I fix that. If I had an old roof skin at the house, if I can cut it up here, I can fit it in on top of the new retainer plate. If I can't, you just got to get a new a new roof skin, or he just got to live with that like that till he can do what he want to do with it. So anyway, I want to tell y'all how to do this retainer plate. I only did this retainer plate one time. It was on the roof that I had totally stripped down to the bare frame. So I'm gonna make it quick. I ain't gonna make it a long video. They got spot welds up here. Drill out the spot. The next time I do this, I'm gonna do it a little different. I drilled out the spot welds. I went all the way through. One piece of metal, two pieces of metal, and the third piece of metal. So what I would do on the next time when it's time for me to do this, I will drill out the spot welds on top. I won't go all the way through all three metals. I just go through this roof skin. Then I come from the bottom. Drill out the spot welds on this piece of metal, and that's it. It'll give me a cleaner look. Or I can use, if some of y'all got a belt sander, that's what I use to drill out spot welds. Now I don't really use a spot weld bit no more. Here go a spot weld bit. I really don't use this no more. A couple guys in the paint group, Facebook, told me about a belt sander, and man, you gotta have a good compressor, at least a 60-gallon, 80-gallon compressor to run it. You probably can get by with a 30-gallon or 32-gallon or whatever size. It might be a little slower, but if you're at home working by yourself, you're not trying to run a business or something, just as a hobby, that 30-gallon or 32 or 28-gallon compressor should get it done. But if you got a 60 or 80 like I got here at the shop, I got an 80, and it haul ass don't never stop. When I was at the house, when I was at the lab, I had a 60 there at the garage, and it used to haul ass, so no problem. So belt sander the best if you got that compressor. If not, like I say, spot weld bit. I'll show a picture of what spot weld bits I got at the end of this video. I used to use the Harbor Freight spot weld bits, but the problem with the Harbor Freight spot weld bits, you got to put a pilot hole so the bit don't be dancing around. This one got a centerpiece, focus, and got a centerpiece on it, so therefore, focus, it stays in one spot. You got to drill it slow. Don't haul ass. I got the drill on set on one, and I just ease it, work it slow. Your haul ass with it, you're going to dull the bits. One bit, you should be able to drill out like 100 spot welds plus. Put a little grease on it here and there. You might be able to squeeze more than that. But, so yeah, you want to drill out the spot welds on the top and bottom. This is what the spot welds look like. See, that's a spot weld there from the factory. That's a spot weld. You're going to see the little dimples. That's a spot weld. Just rub your finger across. There go a spot weld. There go a spot weld. Just rub your finger across. Drill out all the spot welds on top. Then come from the bottom. And I use an air chipping gun. Chipping hammer, whatever you want to call it. Harbor Freight. I think 10 bucks. I bought it a couple years ago. It been doing this thing. Bought this a couple years ago, Harbor Freight. I put a little grease in it every now and then. It been doing this thing. It's a 3/8 belt sander. I noticed these belts are a little harder to find at the paint store. It look like I gotta order some off Amazon. So drill out the spy wheels on top. Drill them out the bottom. We're gonna have to fight with it, but it does come off. Hold on, YouTube. This is what it look like. The only problem I don't like, Jim got this lip on it. And the slip is designed to hook up under the backside of here. Well, hook up on the backside right below there. So it makes it look complicated. You got to slip in it. But if it didn't have this, I was thinking about cutting that off. That way it could just slip right in. But it came out with no problem. The old one came out. You got to kind of pry this up. Now, you're going to bend this lip up. But all of this good right here. This is no problem right here. You're going to bend this lip up. You have to bend the lip up. It is what it is. I don't know why GM didn't put this on top or some kind of way had this lip. I don't know, go straight down. I don't know. Maybe they could have had maybe could have had this on top of that. I don't know. Maybe when he designed it 30 years ago, it wasn't intended to be replaceable, I guess. I don't know at the time, so I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is, this some pretty thick metal. What I'm gonna do, I got a C-clamp and I'm gonna squeeze this back down and get it all back flush. My body hammer, I'm gonna beat it down like that as well. So I'm gonna squeeze it down with the C-clamp, and then I'm gonna fade back when I get it all down, and I'm gonna tack it in tomorrow. Boy, I must get in over and out.